Ladies and gentlemen, in the world of rap music, there's few names known more than Sean Diddy Combs and Sean JayZ Carter. Puffy, also known as P. Diddy, amassed his wealth primarily through his successful career as a music producer, record label founder, and Bad Boy Records and entrepreneur, leveraging his influence in the music industry to expand into fashion, television, and other ventures, generating significant incomes from record sales, artist management, and brand deals. There's a few big names that he's worked with, in the likes of Notorious B.I.G., Mariah Carey, and Usher, just to name a few. He's an artist manager, fashion line, and Sean John, and television ventures. This man has been in everything. He's had his hand in every cookie jar. Sean JayZ Carter became hip-hop's first billionaire in 2019 through his business ventures in clothing, bars, entertainment agencies, technology, media, streaming, spirits and liquor, cannabis, and sporting agencies. The list is astronomical, to be honest with you, and I don't know that there's a better businessman in the rap industry. But in my opinion, those accomplishments are absolutely dwarfed by the piece of shit that Jay-Z has been known to be. Today's video is about the allegations that have came upon another high up person in society, another elite, if you want to call it that, elite pedophilia. The astonishing case of Sean Diddy Combs has been nothing short of amazing to me. The fact that he's made it this far without being caught up before this is absolutely unbelievable. But you had to know that there would be some blast radius to his situation. You had to know that there would be more to it than just him being caught up. And here we go with the first guy, and not just anybody, the first billionaire in the rap industry, Jay-Z. Jay-Z responds to civil lawsuit alleging rape of 13-year-old girl alongside Diddy. Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs, amazing they're both named Sean, kind of coincidental, are accused of raping a 13-year-old girl at an after party following a 2000 Video Music Awards, according to an amended civil lawsuit filed Sunday. It's kind of mind-boggling that a 13-year-old girl was able to get into an after party, or that her parents would allow her to go to said after party. Where are the parents? Are they being questioned? Another celebrity stood by and watched as Combs and Carter took turns assaulting the minor, the lawsuit said without naming the celebrity. In a statement posted to Rock Nation X account on Sunday, Jay-Z denied the allegations made against him in the filing. Jay-Z was added to the lawsuit that was originally filed in October as one of several anonymous complaints by Texas attorney Tony Busby. Many of the lawsuits did not survive because the plaintiffs declined to be named. However, in this case, the judge said the then 13-year-old showed significant cause to continue anonymously. Carter was identified in the original complaint as Celebrity A. The plaintiff alleged she was noticed by a limousine driver who invited her to the after party where Combs and Carter raped her. In the statement, Jay-Z claimed Busby had sent to his lawyers a demand letter ahead of the filing. My lawyer received a blackmail attempt called a demand letter from a lawyer named Tony Busby. What he had calculated was the nature of these allegations and the public scrutiny would make me want to settle, Jay-Z wrote. No sir, it had the opposite effect. It made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. So no, I will not give you one red penny, he added in the statement. In the response, the music mogul questioned why the filing was a civil lawsuit rather than a criminal filing. I'm sure that's coming, bud. Should you lose the civil lawsuit, I'm sure criminal charges are going to come right behind that. So be careful what you wish for. Whomever would commit such a crime against a minor should be locked away. Would you not agree? These alleged victims would deserve real justice if that were the case, Jay-Z wrote. Jay-Z went on to address the fact that his family, including this child, may be affected by the filing. While I will say everyone's always looking for a moment to come up, and I would really hope that they're not looking for a moment to come up based off this to ruin this man's reputation. But it could just be karma coming back to bite Jay-Z, and the fact you've known Diddy all these years, there's not a chance you didn't know that he was doing this to all these people. My only heartbreak is for my family. My wife and I will have to sit our children down, one of whom is at the age where her friends will surely see the press and ask questions about the nature of these claims and explain the cruelty and greed of people, he wrote. In a statement to ABC News, Busby said, "The pleading speaks for itself. This is a very serious matter and will be litigated in court." Busby also took to his personal Instagram account on Sunday saying he would not be bullied or intimidated without mentioning the specific lawsuit, Jay-Z or Diddy by name. "People will see through this effort to discredit me and my clients and the truth will be revealed. I also won't allow anyone to scare my clients into silence. Sunlight is the best disinfectant, and I am quite certain the sun is coming, he added. Combs' legal representatives responded to the filing in a statement to the ABC News on Sunday, saying, "This amended complaint and the recent extortion lawsuit against Mr. Busby exposes his barrage of lawsuits against Mr. Combs. For what? They are shameless publicity stunts designed to extract payments from celebrities who fear having lies spread about them, just as lies have been spread about Mr. Combs. As his legal team has said before, Mr. Combs has full confidence in the facts and integrity of the judicial process. In court, the truth will prevail that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor," Combs' representatives said in the statement. With all the people that have came out about this, I highly doubt every one of them are lying. While some of them are probably just looking for a quick payday, where there's smoke, there's fire, and I have no doubt that Diddy did multiple actions that he's accused of. But just as I said, based off what I've seen my whole life, Puffy and Jay-Z have been thick as thieves, best of friends, always around each other, constantly in the media together. And I have no doubt that Jay-Z is fully aware of the things that Puffy has done over the span of the last decade, 15, 20 years. I have no doubt that Jay-Z has been included in multiple actions that Puffy is facing here. I think for sure he's had to have known and had to have been complicit to a lot of these issues, as well as Beyonce. A lot of men's women play stupid to the things that their man does just for loyalty, love, comfort, but there's no way that Beyonce would be entirely ignorant to the full circumstances of his relationship with Diddy, and I 100% believe they're both complicit to a lot of these actions. I actually came upon a really interesting video. It's on Michael Francese's channel. Michael Franzese is one of the highest earning mafia members to ever be in the mob. He ran a gasoline racketeering scheme that brought in tens of millions of dollars a week. The man was absolutely genius. He interviewed a former bodyguard that used to attend Diddy parties with females, and I believe he said a male or two. There's a lot of speculations around cyanide poisoning with Diddy in regards to his former bodyguard named Uncle Ron and his ex-wife Kim Porter. So without further delay, I'll pop that video on the screen now, and when it's over, I'd like to bring up a few pop-ups of news articles that I believe you guys would find truly fascinating in the background of P. Diddy, and just why I believe a lot of the celebrities are scared to speak out on him, because I believe that your life is truly in danger if you are a high status individual and you're tied in with P. Diddy, because of the sly, sick, filthy ways he seemed to try to employ his cyanide concoction onto unwitting individuals. So let me show you the video now.
Let me ask you this. Did you ever hear of cyanide being mixed in any of these drinks?
Now, see, whenever people mention cyanide, I get uncomfortable because over a period of 6 years, I had pneumonia 3 times, right? So on the final time, my mom takes me to the hospital. They get a toxicology report that I test positive. So the way cyanide metabolizes in the human body is after a certain amount of dosages, it turns into pneumonia. Mm-hmm. Kim Porter, his ex-wife, died from pneumonia.
I heard that.
His ex-bodyguard recently, a few months ago, just died from pneumonia. I work hand in hand with law enforcement in my career path, and you know, they tested my car. My car handles tested positive for cyanide.
So after watching his video, I became intensely curious about cyanide poisoning because of everything the man said. And as you can see, it specifically on Google, I even Googled it, it says, yes, cyanide poisoning can cause pneumonia. Cyanide poisoning can cause a number of respiratory symptoms, including pneumonia, lung edema, and bronchitis. Cyanide poisoning can also cause other symptoms, including vomiting, stomach pain, headache, dizziness, confusion, mydriasis, and a few other words I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce, and they're probably horrible. So I want to touch on Kim Porter. This is her on the screen, and I'll post her cause of death right here as we can read it together. Porter died on November 15th, 2018 in California of lobar pneumonia after several days of flu-like symptoms. Her cause of death was listed as deferred on her death certificate, and after an autopsy was completed on November 16th of 2018, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office confirmed on January 25th, 2019 that her death was a result of lobar pneumonia. So in my opinion, the whole situation with Kim Porter's death is very fishy and just kind of up in the air. You can't really say for sure whether or not she was poisoned, but it would make sense considering that she wasn't old when she died, and pneumonia usually takes the old and the extremely young. So there's that. And considering how much money that Diddy and her had, I really feel like she could have afforded the best care in the country for her pneumonia. But the next situation of pneumonia killing an individual around Diddy is so insane, it's gonna leave your jaw dropped. Here it is, the death of Uncle Ron, P. Diddy's bodyguard that passed away not too long ago. And here's the article. It says, JayZ and Diddy wanted Biggie killed. P. Diddy's bodyguard Uncle Ron died 24 hours after accusing JayZ wanted to kick Biggie out of the industry. That original statement was made by Uncle Ron that they're quoting. JayZ and Diddy wanted to kill Biggie. So let's continue. Back in the late 90s, Sean P. Diddy Combs attended an after party with the notorious Biggie, B.I.G., where the latter was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting. Years later, the hip-hop mogul's bodyguard, Uncle Ron, whose real name is Ron Smith, opened up about the conspiracy behind Biggie's tragic demise, claiming that JayZ and P. Diddy were the co-conspirators behind the notorious Biggie, B.I.G.'s demise. Uncle Ron took the internet by storm, but surprisingly, within 24 hours of making the tell-all video about the two infamous rappers, Diddy's bodyguard mysteriously passed away, making his claims all more intriguing for netizens. P. Diddy's bodyguard accusing him of conspiracy with JayZ against Biggie. Amid Sean P. Diddy Combs' prostitution, sexual abuse, and sex trafficking charges, the rapper's former bodyguard Uncle Ron came clean on social media, making alleged ties between Beyonce, JayZ, and P. Diddy. Making a TikTok video, the former celebrity bodyguard claimed that JayZ and Diddy wanted the notorious Biggie, B.I.G. killed, openly attacking the infamous hip-hop mogul for conspiring with JayZ against Biggie. Uncle Ron's comments sparked suspicion surrounding the latter's demise. Considering how Biggie was attending an after-party with Diddy when he met his tragic end, the former bodyguard's accusations seemed to connect the dots. And this is what Uncle Ron said, and I quote, JayZ and Diddy wanted Biggie killed. Bottom line, here's a man, Biggie, that wanted to leave Bad Boy Records. He wanted to do his own thing. He mentioned several times that he was tired of being used and abused, that he was bigger than Bad Boy itself. JayZ wanted him, Biggie, out of the industry, period, so he could take over and be the biggest hip-hop artist around, and I wonder who is the biggest hip-hop artist today. It's all business, folks. That's a quote from Uncle Ron prior to his passing. Following these confessions, Uncle Ron also alleged that P. Diddy had apparently approached him in 1997 to carry out the death of Biggie. While none of his comments came with proper evidence, the former bodyguard surely captured people's interest and sparked a wildfire of conversation online. Meanwhile, as Uncle Ron's accusations shook people to their core, what truly captured netizens' attention about the conspiracy between JayZ and P. Diddy is the former bodyguard's mysterious death. Apparently within 24 hours of making the tell-all video, Diddy's former bodyguard, whose real name is Ron Smith, was found dead. Uncle Ron passed away on September 14th at the age of 59, and the cause of his death is still unknown. However, rumors swirling online suggested that the former celebrity bodyguard might have been murdered. A few claims also alleged that perhaps Ron Smith died of pneumonia shortly after dropping some major accusations about JayZ and P. Diddy. What seemed all the more intriguing was people's suspicion about the type of pneumonia that killed Uncle Ron. Few people alleged that perhaps the former bodyguard caught the same ailment that Kim Porter had. While netizens appeared busy connecting the dots, Diddy remains behind bars as he awaits his May 5th, 2025 trial date. The accusations of Diddy's influence in not only murders but in freaky situations has been long-standing. There's been a ton of people come out about him. Just look at these clips with 50 Cent.
Let me read it. Let me read it, Fifth.
Oh my God.
Sorry I can no longer help you guys. Soon you will all be gay and happy. You are all now left under leadership of Puffy Daddy. Report to the nearest rainbow. Dinner Thieves in theaters January.
Oh, that's why he says things. He doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. He said something to me one time, a long time ago, at Chris Lighty's wedding. He told me he'd take me shopping. I looked at him like, what'd you just say? Let me move, man, before I do something. You're gonna make me mess up the wedding.
Oh, that's a nice gesture.
Let me get out of no, dude, take me. That's what a guy says to him.
I asked 50 about that. And he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why are y'all not...
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef. Wait.
I don't know. One thing I've always noticed when people are lying, they tend to get that high-pitched voice like, bro, would I really do you like that? Come on, man. No. His ass lying. He wanted to get at 50 butt. That's what that was. He was trying to get them cheeks. There are just certain people that glaze celebrities to the degree that nothing that you put in a video will be proof to them that that person is a piece of shit. Everything I put up here so far has been totally obvious in my opinion as to what's really going on behind the scenes, and I believe we've been getting hints and subtle drops of the truth over the years that people just haven't picked up on because they're too blind. Let me just show you a video of him and Justin Bieber. It's kind of unsettling.
As soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA. Yeah, this gonna be yours. So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know, put the front shot in.
Man.
And then out. Minute.
Woo. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna be driving this next year.
Yeah, when you get 16, you come down there, you gotta, you know, wear your seat.
I mean, I'm 15. You could ride in the passenger seat. I got my permit. Now that, not yet.
No.
All right,
No,
16.
You're not ready.
16.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down, Justin.
Okay.
Let's slow down, okay?
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours when you know, when you get 16. You good to go.
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then, when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay, I get the mansion.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you want to do? What you want to do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking about, kid.
Notice he said when you turn 16. What's the age of 16 mean other than driving? The age of consent. Because as Justin said, he's got his permit. He can drive, hop in the passenger seat. Did you see the look Diddy gave him? The fuck no look. Who goes buck full crazy, as that man just said, with the 15-year-old? It's just very creepy. It's very creepy and weird, and honestly, a very, like I said, unsettling.
Hey, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
Am I the only one that thought that was a total look of fear and uncomfortableness on the look of Justin's face? He wants the fuck out of this conversation. He wants away from this guy so bad. He does not want to give him that phone number. But I believe Justin feels his career's over without P. Diddy. And God, that's the furthest thing from the truth, man. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Justin Bieber's life has been a downhill spiral from the day he met P. Diddy. He went from the baby kid to the lean, getting pulled over, drunk driving, weed smoking, pill popping drug addict that Eminem used to be. So based off what I've seen here, is these people are just complete pieces of shit that will absolutely sacrifice any life to maintain their lifestyle of sicko pedophilia abuse actions. And one thing that I've gained out of the last few years of watching the rap game and watching the music industry as a whole is the whole I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I'll shoot you for no reason really comes off as like closet homosexuality cover up or a closet predator mentality, because it seems like the oh I'm tough is just a cover for a weak mindset. I don't believe that these gangster mentality individuals are capable of putting together a true in-depth thought and able to actually break down in detail of what someone is saying about them in order to form a strong rebuttal. I just believe that they just resort to flash violence because they have no other alternative. It's, you hurt my feelings, now I gotta do something to you, rather than internalizing what someone is saying and understanding if it's valuable or not. You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of pathetic. I'm just so sick of the whole world thinking they're OG thug when most of these people come from fucking Boise, Idaho or Connecticut somewhere and have never even crossed paths with a real dangerous individual. It's absolutely annoying. The whole world wants to be thug. Nobody wants to go to school. Nobody wants to be a success. We got to do better. At this point, I'm going to go through and I'm going to break down all of Diddy's past accusations, from the Cassie situation all the way to September of 2024. When I lay all this out, you'll be able to judge from an educated mindset and know exactly what he's facing and be able to form an opinion. Here we go. So the woman on your screen right now's name is Cassandra Ventura, better known as Cassie. This is the most brave soul on the planet to come out against a man with so much money and so much power and influence. So without further ado, her story goes: Cassandra Ventura, a singer and model known as Cassie, was signed to Mr. Combs' record label and dated him for more than a decade. But in a civil lawsuit, she said the mogul had used his position of power to set the groundwork for a manipulative and coercive romantic sexual relationship. Her lawsuit included graphic descriptions of violent abuse, alleging Mr. Combs regularly beat and kicked Mrs. Ventura, leaving black eyes, bruises, and blood. She described parties known as freak-offs, the infamous freak-offs, drug-fueled days, long sexual performance which Mr. Combs allegedly coerced women into and filming for his own pleasure. Mrs. Ventura also accused the musician of sexual abuse and rape and claimed that many of these incidents were witnessed by his tremendously loyal network, who were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop the violence. The lawsuit was alleged that Mr. Combs destroyed a car belonging to a U.S. rapper, Kid Cudi, to disillude him from dating her. Mr. Combs strenuously denied the allegations and accused Ms. Ventura of extortion. They settled the case for an undisclosed amount a day after it was filed in New York, with Mr. Combs maintaining his innocence. 17th of May 2024, the Cassie assault video leaked. CCTV footage emerged showing Mr. Combs assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hallway of a Los Angeles hotel in 2016. The pictures broadcast by CNN showed a man pushing Ms. Ventura to the floor and kicking her while she was on the ground. He later attempted to drag her by her shirt and throw an object at her. A day later, Mr. Combs apologized, saying, "I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now." Ms. Ventura later posted a statement highlighting the lifelong impact of domestic violence. "It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become," she wrote. November to December 2023, more lawsuits alleged sexual assault. In the weeks after settling Cassie's lawsuit, Mr. Combs was accused of sexual assault dating back to 1991 by multiple women. One lawsuit was filed anonymously by a woman who claimed Mr. Combs and another man had coerced her into sex. In a second, Joy Dickerson Neal accused the star of drugging and sexually assaulting her while she was in college in 1991. She also claimed he filmed the attack and showed it to other people without her consent. A third woman, Liza Gardner, filed court papers accusing Mr. Combs and another man of raping her and her friend more than 30 years ago while she was just 16. Miss Gardner also alleged that Mr. Combs had turned violent days after the attack, choking her so hard that she passed out. In the lawsuit, she said Mr. Combs had become irate while trying to track down her friend, because he was worried she would inform the girl he was with at the time. The lawsuits all came shortly before the expiration of the New York Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily allowed people who said they had been sexually abused to file claims even after the statute of limitations had expired. Mr. Combs denied all allegations, and his spokesperson called the lawsuit a money grab. December 2023, underage sex claim. Another woman sued in December claiming she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Mr. Combs, former Bad Boy Records president Harvey Pierre, and another man in 2003 when she was 17. In court papers, the woman known only as Jane Doe alleged she was given copious amounts of drugs and alcohol before the attack and was left in so much pain that she could barely stand or remember how to get home. In response, Mr. Combs said he did not do any of the awful things being alleged, while Mr. Pierre said the disgusting allegations were false and a desperate attempt for financial gain. Diddy's denial. On December 6th, Mr. Combs responded to the flurry of lawsuits with a statement on his Instagram Instagram page. "Enough is enough," he wrote. "For the last couple weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." February 2024, accusations of grooming. Music producer Rodney Jones Jr., who produced 9 tracks on 2023's The Love album, sued Mr. Combs in February of 2024, accusing the star of making unwanted sexual contact and forcing him to hire prostitutes and participate in sex acts with them. In court papers filed in New York, Mr. Jones also claimed that Mr. Combs tried to groom him into having sex with another man, telling him it was a normal practice in the music industry. Mr. Combs' lawyer, Sean Hawley, called Mr. Jones nothing more than a liar and described his claim as pure fiction that could be discredited by overwhelming indisputable proof. May 21st, 2024, former model sues. Model and actress Crystal McKinney accused Mr. Combs of drugging her and forcing her to perform oral sex in the bathroom of a New York City recording studio in 2003. 2 days later, Mr. Combs was sued again by April Lampros, who alleged 4 instances of sexual assault between 1995 and about 2000. Miss Lampros claimed she met the musician in 1994 while a student at the Fashion Institute of Technology, and that an initial romantic relationship quickly turned into an aggressive, coercive, and abusive relationship based on sex. In one incident, she claimed the star forced her to take ecstasy and have sex with his then girlfriend. July 2024, Combs maintains innocence as 8th lawsuit is filed. Former adult film star Adria English claims she was groomed into sex trafficking over time. In a number of events between 2004 and 2009 at Mr. Combs' star-studded parties, his lawyer Jonathan Davis responded, "No matter how many lawsuits are filed, it won't change the fact Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted or sex trafficked anyone." September 10th, 2024, no show at court hearing. Mr. Combs failed to attend a virtual hearing for a lawsuit filed against him by Derek Smith, a Michigan inmate who claimed the star drugged and sexually assaulted him at a party in Detroit in 1997. The no-show led to a default judgment against Mr. Combs, who was ordered to pay Mr. Smith $100 million. The judgment was later set aside after a musician's lawyer filed an appeal. September 11th, 2024, girl band star sues. Dawn Richard, a former singer in Mr. Combs' girl group project Danity Kane, filed a suit against the star. The singer, who later joined Mr. Combs in the band Diddy Dirty Money, alleged that the musician sexually assaulted her on multiple occasions by touching her body as well as verbally abusing and overworking her. September 16th, 2024, Combs is arrested. The star was arrested in a Manhattan hotel room after a grand jury indictment. His lawyer said the star had cooperated with authorities and voluntarily relocated to New York in anticipation of the charge. These are the acts of an innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in court. September 17th, 2024, charges and details of freak-offs revealed. In an appearance in the U.S. District Court in New York, Mr. Combs was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. In an indictment that was unsealed at the same time, prosecutors alleged that he also engaged in kidnapping, forced labor, bribery, and other crimes. They described him as the head of a criminal enterprise that abused women, using threats of violence to force them into participating in drug-fueled orgies with male prostitutes. These freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances and were highly organized parties, prosecutors said. Mr. Combs' associates allegedly booked hotel suites, recruited sex workers, and distributed drugs including cocaine, methamphetamine, and oxycodone to coerce partygoers into sex and to keep them obedient. His staff allegedly arranged travel for victims and organized the supply of intravenous fluids to help them recover from parties, which sometimes lasted for days. Prosecutors also alleged that Mr. Combs taped the freak-offs and would use the footage to pressure his victims into silence. Mr. Combs pled not guilty to the charges, but he was denied bail after prosecutors argued that he posed a significant risk to the trial, reporting that he had already tried to obstruct the government's investigation of this case, repeatedly contacting victims and witnesses and feeding them false narratives of events. The judge cited the star's anger issues and history of substance abuse as reasons for keeping him detained until the trial. "My concern is that this is a crime that happens behind closed doors," he said. Mr. Combs' lawyer have repeatedly appealed the decision, offering to place placed the star under the watch of around-the-clock private security team. However, Judge Andrew Carter Jr. said that even under those terms, Mr. Combs could still use employees to contact witnesses. He is being detained at Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center until his trial, which is tentatively scheduled for May 5th, 2025. September 24th, 2024, 11th lawsuit accuses star of rape. Combs was moved to a special unit in the Metropolitan Detention Center, separate from the general population. Around the same time, he was served with a new lawsuit from a woman who claimed Combs and his bodyguard had drugged, bound, and violently raped her in 2001, and later showed a video of the attack to others. In a news conference, Thalia Graves said the lasting effects of the assault had created a cycle of suffering from which it is hard to break free, adding that she felt worthless, isolated, and sometimes responsible for what happened to her. At the time of writing, Combs' lawyer had not responded to the allegations. Even he seems to be giving up. September 27, 2024, Diddy denied bail for a third time. A third attempt to get Mr. Combs released from jail failed after a judge said there was evidence supporting a serious risk of witness tampering. The star's lawyers had argued he should be released to allow adequate time to prepare for his trial, which is set to begin May 5th, 2025. But prosecutors accused the musician of breaking prison rules by contacting potential witnesses, using other inmates' telephone accounts, and coercing others in his orbit to post online in order to sway public opinion and benefit his defense. U.S. District Judge concluded the court could not trust Mr. Combs if released on bail. October 1st, 2024, more than 100 new assault allegations. A lawyer said more than 100 people plan to sue Combs for sexual assault, rape, and sexual exploitation. Tony Busby said he was representing 120 people, half of whom were men and 25 of whom were minors. The first time Mr. Combs has been accused of sexually abusing children. One was allegedly 9 at the time of the alleged assault. Mr. Busby said his firm was working to vet another 100 cases. Mr. Combs' lawyer said the rapper emphatically and categorically denied the allegations, saying they were false and defamatory. October 14th, 2024, 6 new lawsuits including from a teen. 6 lawsuits were filed in New York with accusations from 2 unnamed women and 4 unnamed men by Mr. Busby. One of the accusers said he was 16 when he attended one of the rapper's parties in the Hamptons in 1998. In the lawsuit, he said the rapper ordered him to undress while they were discussing the teen breaking into the music industry. Another lawsuit filed by an unnamed woman accused Mr. Combs of raping her at a hotel party after they met at a photo shoot. Mr. Combs' legal team dismissed the lawsuits as clear attempts to garner publicity. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts, their legal defenses, and the integrity of the judicial process. His attorney said in a statement, adding, Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. October 15th, 2024, lawsuit claims Tupac comment led to rape. Another lawsuit accuses Mr. Combs of raping a woman as payback for her suggestion that he was involved in the murder of the rapper Tupac Shakur. Ashley Parham's lawsuit filed in California claims she was raped by multiple people, including Mr. Combs, because he was angered by the Tupac comment. She says that Mr. Combs had a knife and held it to the right side of her face and threatened to give her a Glasgow smile in retaliation for her previous statements. Shakur's murder has never been fully solved, although former gang member Dwayne Keefe D. Davis was charged in the case last year. Mr. Davis, whose trial will begin in March of 2025, previously claimed that Mr. Combs offered him $1 million to kill Shakur. October 21st, 2024, 7 new lawsuits filed alleging sexual assault. 7 new civil lawsuits are filed against the star in federal court in New York. 4 men and 3 women accused the hip-hop mogul of sexually assaulting them at various parties in LA, New York, and Las Vegas. The youngest plaintiff was 13 at the time of the alleged incident. His lawyers recently dismissed a flurry of lawsuits' clear attempt to garner publicity, stressing that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult, minor, man, or woman. Guy sounds like a broken record. October 29, 2024, 2 more lawsuits filed against Combs. One alleged victim was 10 at the time. 2 new lawsuits are filed against the music mogul, accusing him of sexual assault. Both lawsuits, which were filed in New York, include accusations by men who were underage at the time of the alleged assaults. In one, the alleged victim was 10 at the time. The second alleges Mr. Combs assaulted a teenage boy who was auditioning for a popular MTV reality show, Making the Band, which the rapper produced. In a statement to the BBC, representatives for Mr. Combs said he never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man, woman, adult, or minor. November 19th, 2024, new lawsuits target Diddy and attorney. 5 more anonymous mass lawsuits were filed against Mr. Combs on the 19th of November from 3 men and 2 women. The suits center on allegations of sexual assault at parties, with at least 2 of them outlining rape accusations against Mr. Combs. 2 additional lawsuits were also filed, both against a lawyer who has filed a large share of civil lawsuits against Mr. Combs. One of the lawsuits against Tony Busby, a Texas-based lawyer who says he represents more than 100 victims, alleged he attempted to extort the plaintiff, an unnamed high-profile individual, by threatening to make public entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault. In court documents obtained by the BBC, the plaintiff identified himself as a former associate of Diddy and acknowledged attending events with the embattled music mogul. In the second lawsuit, an unnamed woman alleged he was abusive towards women. The New York summons states Mr. Busby abused his power as an attorney and violated the unnamed woman while representing her as a client. Mr. Busby denied the allegations. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Full breakdown of the Puffy case and the allegations against JayZ. I've laid them all out. Make your own decision, cast your own judgment. Let me know what you think down in the comments, y'all. That's really about it. See ya.